So Luke with Hamilton RV. I'll be doing a demo of the 340 MV Zinger. Starting right here, you got a bulb seal here and a sweep seal here on the slide rooms. I do recommend a spray and conditioner for them. It's going to clean, condition, and put a UV protection on them seals to stop them from drying out and cracking. Something else I always recommend is a slide cover. I guess this slide, I don't know that you could. I don't know that this one we can add one, but the one on the other side you definitely could. Basically, they're a awning that goes over top of that slide room that allows the leaves and sticks and whatever to fall on that awning. So when that rolls, goes in, it rolls all that stuff off. Otherwise, you got to get up there every time and sweep that roof off. It's definitely something I like to recommend. Wheel bearings should be repacked every 2 years or 10,000 miles, whatever comes first. The rails on the slide out, that square tube you see right there, there's 2 of them on this. That needs lubrication 3 times a season as well. Just a slide out lube is what's used on that. It's a dry lube. Doesn't let dust and dirt stick to it, so it doesn't bind and whatever when it goes in and out. This little hole here on the other side here, I'll show you. We'll climb underneath. There's that little round rod right there, the roll pin in it. That's your manual crank for the slide room on the other side. If you ever have a problem with the slide room, you can manually run them in and out. And there's should be one on the other side for this slide room on this side. This here's the switch for your stabilizer jacks. Now them are only for stability, they're not meant to level with. So when you get this to where you're going to use your tires for your side-to-side leveling by backing on the blocking, whatever side's low. Disconnect the tow vehicle once you get level achieved side-to-side. Use your front tongue jack to do your front to back. Once that's set, then you will put these jacks down just to stabilize your camper from rocking and shaking. You get on your roof 3 times a season to inspect anything that comes through the roof. You got what's called dicor around all the plumbing, vents, basically anything that comes through that roof. Over time, that sealant up there gets hard from the sun baking it, and eventually it'll dry. When that happens, as this travels, it's rocking and flexing, it'll crack. Clean it with an all-purpose cleaner, let it dry good, and then reapply the Dicor product right back over top of the old stuff. It'll self-level and fill them holes and voids in. Also, if you're on backup camera, this is pre-wired or pre-set up for that camera. Something you can purchase. They're an observation camera. They allow you to see what's going on behind you as you travel down the road. The other cool thing with them is they have audio on them, so whoever's guiding you into your campsite can talk to you through that camera to guide you into your spot correctly. This unit has a 30 amp power supply. I always recommend extra power cord. You can't go wrong being able to plug these in. I'd recommend another 25-foot extension. And an RV surge protector. That's what I recommend on these. Surge protection is good because it's going to protect your whole camper from any kind of power surge. And here's a crank rope for the other side there. It's going to be there into the 10. This is a gray tank. I believe this is your kitchen sink drain. And then the sewer hose is still on the other one. But this is going to be your bathroom or your black tank, your toilet. This is your toilet. This is your your bathroom sink drain. So when you dump this, you got your black tank. I always recommend a clear adapter on your sewer hose. You're going to hook your sewer hose up. You're going to dump it. Get rid of the waste. Once it's empty on the black tank, you're going to take the hose at the dump station you normally use to rinse your sewer hose out, and you're going to hook it up to this port. Basically, inside the tank or that black tank, you have a sprayer in there that when the water's turned on, it sprays and rinses the inside of that tank. You're going to run that till you got clean water coming through your sewer hose. Once that's achieved, you'll close the valve off. You'll open up the gray tank and the gray valve there. So that gray water is actually going to help rinse your sewer hose out. At the end you might have to do a final rinse of everything with that hose you took out. Pressure relief valve on the water heater here. Drain cap's still on. I gotta take this off. And this has got water in it, so we'll see how it comes out. So this cap here, as you see, it's just a cap. Snug it up on there. And then this is your pressure relief valve. If we open this at the end, it makes the water come out a little bit better. But I always recommend drain it just like this. Let it empty at the end of your camping trip. Once that's done, you know, you're good. If you're not dragging extra weight down the road, that water sitting in that tank, though, doesn't do you any favors anyhow, because if it sits for too long in that tank, it will actually get stagnant or stale and it'll start to stink. As far as turning that on, you're going to do all that on the inside, and obviously make sure that the tank or the water heater is full water before you turn it on. Outside shower here, you see there's about 4 feet of hose that'll pull out of there, hot and cold lines on it. You can actually manually crank the stabilizing jacks. You see the end of this, it's got the round rod and roll pin, same thing with that. You can manually crank that up and down if you ever have an issue. That's going to be the crank handle for your power tongue jack, and the other one you see on the other side is going to be for your stabilizing jacks and your slide room manual crank. This unit has a battery disconnect switch on it. So, oops, no, wrong one, sorry. It's got a disconnect switch on there. That switch there will disconnect the power, the battery power from the camper to the from the battery to the camper. Being you got a 12-volt fridge, if you leave that all on, you get about a day, your battery will be dead. If you're going to rust a camp, I always recommend 6-volt batteries. They last a lot longer. Two 6-volt batteries will keep this going for probably about a week. So disconnect the battery, it's going to set for any length of time is kind of where I'm going, because other than that, you get about 3-4 days even without the fridge on. You got stuff hardwired to the 12-volt side, drains the battery dead. Regulator for the propane here, this is where it'll switch from tank to tank. These auto switch as well, and all that means is both tanks have to be open, both of these. And it's going to draw from whatever tank this is pointing at first. Once this tank empties, it automatically starts pulling off the other one. Tongue jack, this rubber cap or this cap will come off. You can manually crank this up and down. Up down switch, lights on the front. Yeah, that in there will fit in your manual cranks for slide rooms and whatever. Switch for the front stabilizing jacks are right there. This is the cable and the power outlet for a TV if you decide you want to bring one of them out here, and you do got outside radio speakers up there as well. Coming in, we kind of work our way back. This switch here, this is a 30 amp unit, so this is set up to either run the air conditioning or the fireplace. Take your pick. You can't run them both at the same time, but who's going to run the fireplace and the air conditioner? So yeah. Over here, monitor panel, push the button, it's going to indicate your battery condition, tanks level, how full they are. Water pump switch here, the gas, the electric side of your water heaters up there. Light switches here, awnings, and your slide rooms. Down here is all your breakers and fuses. Foot pedal down there, you push it down a little bit, it puts water in your bowl, you push it all the way, it dumps. Vents, highly recommend vent covers on these if you decide you want to, well, not even, they're awesome on any camper. I would recommend a max air cover on there. Basically, it allows you to leave the vent open all the time and get ventilation in your camper even when you're not in here, so it's definitely a good idea. Think of your house has roof vents in it to vent the heat and moisture out. That does the same thing for your RV. And you got 2 of them here. 1, 2. I don't know if there's any more here or not. 2. Yeah, you got 2 vents in this. So with them 2 vents, you can actually get quite a bit of airflow through here. It'll just suck the heat and moisture right through here, so it's definitely worth having. The toilet, you can push the pedal down there a little bit, it puts water in the bowl, you push it all the way, it'll dump out. In here we got antenna booster, and one side's This one here, I think it says it's a Wi-Fi extender, and then that's your antenna booster. So basically, the Wi-Fi extender, they don't come with, they're pre-set up for that, so you gotta purchase the card that goes in it through AT&T or Verizon. And again, that's something your salesman will have to go over with you more, but it is pre-set up for that. And again, vent in here. This one, especially with this being at the end of your bed, if you don't put a cover on there and you leave that open, you're gonna end up with a wet bed if it rains. So keep that in mind. Storage under the bed. Not much more there. Shut the lights off as I go. Alright, so working our way back here. This here's your thermostat. This is where you're going to adjust your temperature. AC heats the other way, off, auto, high, low, all that stuff is on there. Bunk room. Underneath that bench is your water pump and your water. Two measures still in there. Underneath that bench, though, is where your all your stuff is. Your water pump and your backside of your water heater. So otherwise, it's a bunk room. There's your carbon dioxide LP detector. That's one of them things that drain your battery dead. This here's your refrigerator. It's a 12-volt fridge. So with that said, you push this on. You're going to push and hold. Boom. Now it's on. It takes about 5 seconds for that to turn on. Temperature up or down. That's going to be your freezer. That's going to be your fridge. And then this is where, if you go to this mode here, this is going to turn the compressor. It's your night mode. So what it does, it cuts the compressor off so it doesn't let it run so much. And then back off, same thing. Stovetop, sparker for the burner, for everything actually. Your burners are the 3 in the center, and then this here's your oven. You'll put it on the flame, push it in, hold it, and you're going to click this. And that sparks in the oven. Once you get that lit, you're going to continue to hold this knob in for, I don't know, it takes about 5 seconds or so. You let off, should stay lit, then you can adjust it to whatever temperature you're shooting for. Lights on the ovens, good stove knobs. This unit does come with a TV. And then power button here, A and B is speakers inside and outside. Other than that, it's a sound bar. It's Bluetooth capable. Fireplace, because I got the air conditioner on, I can't turn it on for you. Power button here to turn the fireplace on. Temperature, flame, the color of the flame, and then the timer. Otherwise, camper. Alright, so everybody gets a 10% off parts card. You just give this to them parts, and give you 10% off whatever you purchase, okay? Our phone number here, any questions or concerns on anything, feel free to give me a call. Again, my name's Luke here at Hamilton RV. Give me a call and I'll do my best to answer your questions. Or if you're interested in any of the extra add-ons that I explained as I walked around this demo, tire torque, tire pressure, you know, how many valves and where everything's located, what tanks drain into what, that way you know. On the back side, I draw this doodle out here so you have an idea of how your winterizing valves should look. Summer setup, the way the valve is pointing, it's going with that line to the water heater, which is open to the water heater. Lets the cold water come in here and hot water comes out up top. By doing it the opposite way, this is actually bypassing and making the water do a loop through the system so that you get antifreeze through the lines and nothing in your water heater. By doing that, it takes 2 gallons of RV antifreeze for winterization. And then you're going to set your valves up like that for winterizing. And then you're going to find your water pump is right there as well. You're going to take the winterizing hose that's there, that's off that. The valve that's on the water pump is either going to be in line with the pump or it's going to be against it with a line that goes to nothing. The line that goes to nothing, you'll put in a gallon of antifreeze, turn the valve so it's in line with it, and then you'll bypass the water heater just like this and pump antifreeze through everything. It's a very simple process. Takes about 10 minutes maybe. Yeah. So, this sheet here, again, our phone number, if you have any questions, my name's Luke here at Hamilton RV, 989-752-6262. Again, any questions or concerns, or if you're interested in anything, please give me a call. The backup cameras, they're about $100 less if I'm not mistaken right now. And prices have been fluctuating up and down, so I mean, keep that in mind. If you're interested in something, give me a call and I can give you an accurate quote on what it costs. Slide toppers are sold in 6-inch increments, so they start out at $534.60 installed. That's parts, labor, everything for the smallest slide cover that we have, and they go up from there. Okay, prices, like again, they fluctuate. And I got to get a measurement because they're sold in 6-inch increments. I got to measure this to know what slide topper you need to give you an accurate quote. Fantastic fan or max air fan. You can do a big power fan, or you can do the vent covers here alone. You'd be able to go with 2 max air 1s if you wanted to. Max air 2s is something you can add as well. They're a little bit more, but they allow twice the airflow through them too. So just so you know, that's parts, labor. Again, this is everything installed. You'll have tax added on too, I believe. But yeah. Surge protectors. This is hardwire setups, 30 or 50 amp. You guys have a 30 amp setup, so you could do a 30 amp setup. And I would definitely recommend with the monitor. The monitor's gonna tells you what's going on with everything. Lead hands, power tongue jacks, jacket blade racks, all stuff you can add in. Paint and fabric protection. Now that is something that's applied inside on any vinyl, leather, fabric, or carpet on the inside. They spray it with the product. Not just all spray. Anyhow, they treat the product or the material. It's protected against any kind of rips, tears, stains, or burns. Gives you a 5-year warranty from that happening. If it does happen, they replace it. On the outside, they put a ceramic coating on it, which protects against paint fade. It also makes washing easier, protects you from sun damage. So any sun damage on the side walls of your camper, or your awning fabric for that matter, because your awning fabrics get treated as well. That gives you a 5-year warranty, again, for inside and out. Generally rolled into your finance, you're talking like $15-20 a month, something like that. So it's not horrible, but it does make your camper look newer longer. The last thing we offer is our extended service contract. Now that's going to cover all your major mechanical stuff: furnace, fridge, air conditioning, water heater, water pump, LP system, water lines, fittings, tanks. I mean, it covers the mechanics of your camper. I would most definitely recommend it because this comes with a 1-year manufacturer warranty. Once this warranty's up, you're on your own. So all the stuff that I'm showing you here is super, like that refrigerator. You're probably $2,500 to buy that fridge. Air conditioners start out at about $1,000. Labor rates here $155 an hour. It adds up pretty quickly. So this is just a few things, and I kind of explained some of the stuff that it does cover. It covers all the major mechanical parts. Them slide motors, mechanisms, all them parts I kind of explained. So it's definitely something I highly recommend. And 7 years to be under warranty is a wonderful thing. So the way it works, your first year is done through the manufacturer. Once that warranty for the manufacturer is done, then your extended kicks in, and you're basically buying 6 additional years of warranty coverage because the first year, like I said, is done through the manufacturer. And once you're onto the extended service contract, that actually covers a mobile service to be able to come out and service your camper as long as you're more than 50 miles from where you're at. So if something breaks, your slide won't come in, you're in Mackinac City, and you're done with your manufacturer warranty, then you can call that mobile guy up. He'll come out and service your camper. You pay your deductible, which I believe he sets at like $200. You don't lose your camping trip. That guy's making a few bucks, and everybody's happy. So it's definitely something I like to recommend. Generally, if you roll that into finance, you're talking between $30 and $35 a month. So, So again, my name's Luke here at Hamilton RV. Any questions, feel free to give me a call at 989-752-6262. Again, congratulations on your purchase, guys, and you guys have a wonderful day.